Episode 6 of Nothing's Offside. Trying different angles here. We're down. We're coming off our most recently highest viewed video. Currently sitting at 160 views. We'll brush off the shoulders here. We got, last time we had polls and Ishbaz in. We got another new guest today. My brother Brandon. Friends on the pod today.
What's going on?
What are you looking? Happy to be here?
Excited. It's
One of our more loyal viewers has been watching every video.
I've been itching to come on, so I'm excited to be here. I'm excited for this episode. Yeah, I feel like in light of how every other guest introduced themselves, I know it's been a while, but I still think I should say congratulations on the Sharks. I know it's I know it was a while ago.
Hey, these young bucks are all I know I'm a positive influence in their lives, and just for you to say that, everybody, hey, young buck, I appreciate that.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
so much, Phil.
Yes, sir.
Shotty's lost. He's won a championship, and I heard he lost about 10 pounds since we started the pod. So we can't be giving these up right now because getting into the summer months.
No, get into the summer. You got to stay light. Got to stay tight. Just gotta look the part, right? Like, we want to grow this podcast. But we want to grow our lives, right? Like we want to be better, not just for the fans at home, but for ourselves. And we don't want to look like David Savard at the end of his career, right? Like, we want to be a little bit tighter, a little bit, we want to be around for our children, right? Unlike David, but
You want to grow the pod, but not prove yourself.
yeah, like David Savard, that was tough to look at. Like, I was like, he should have retired 10 years ago. Anyway, Silky, just quickly, we want to say a big shout out to our boy, friend of the show, Trey Taylor. Tails, congrats on your first pro goal. That was a big time goal by a big time player, right? Ties up the game 4-4 in a series clinching game. And you know what? The T-Stars, the people that don't know, I am a T-Star as well. Not literally, but figuratively.
Biggest fan.
Biggest fan. I'm like, the Raptors got Drake, the T-Stars got Shotty, right? So, they're moving on. They're playing Milwaukee in the next round. So, best luck to them. They're up. Let's call it right now. The same way that Wulfwitzer calls the elections on CNN, right? We're gonna call this right now. The T-Stars are up 1-0 in their series.
Good chance we get Tails taking on Abby in the next round.
Yeah, that would be big.
And then Tails possibly taking on the Laval Rocket.
Wow. I don't give a fuck about your prospects, guys. That's all right. Tails is one of my.
Hey, listen, I would be cheering for Tails in that final too. I just want to see it happen.
I love, I like Thorpe. Nice, he's a good kid. I grew up with my brother, but am I wearing a fucking Laval Rocket hat right now? I didn't think so.
Well, we got lots of stuff to discuss on today's pod. Playoffs, potentially some notable NFL games since the schedule came out. Won't get into too much there. Mostly playoffs.
We'll keep the first half of this pod hockey. Well, then for you, hardo Canadians, we don't want to be the 51st state. For you guys, we don't even like the NFL. It's American. Yeah, you guys can log the fuck off and go fuck yourselves. We'll talk about football with the real beauties after that. But no, so let's get into it.
Well, you texted me today. I'll let you have the floor on this one.
Yeah.
You texted me that you want me to get some stuff to get off your chest about the World Championships. I haven't watched a second, to be honest.
No. I watched the first game. I watched, I think it was the Czech Republic against some other fucking country. Who cares? But David Pastrnak looked good. I think it's cool. I think it's cool for some of these guys to get out there. It's in a good spot this year. It's in Stockholm, right? Stockholm and was that a fucking city in Denmark, whatever it is. Who cares, right? But you got Denmark, you got Stockholm, right? Not bad places. You always know how the tournament is. When you hear what city it's gonna be in. If it's in fucking fuckface Slovakia or something, it's nobody's gonna show up, right? It's Will Cooley's your best player, right? This year it's in Stockholm. Will Cooley is your glue guy, right? By the way, just speaking of glue guys, I was looking at Canada's roster, and Will Cooley and Riker Evans are extras. You got Will Cooley obviously as the extra forward, and Riker Evans your extra D-man. Hey, Hockey Canada, like if you just need a guy, guys to fucking lighten up the room and be glue guys, like I'm available. Pole's available. Pole's had that pen locked and loaded already, fucking TSA pre-approved. We were already on that bird Stockholm if you needed us, but that's okay. We'll be Sharks. We'll be champions, and we don't really care about your tournament anyways. But no, I think it's cool for like guys like Marc-Andre Fleury and Crosby and some of these old guys like Ryan O'Reilly to go hang out and get banged up and get drunk and not give a fuck about hockey really for a couple weeks and Macklin Celebrity's probably going to become an alcoholic. But like no, it's a good tournament, I guess, right? Like are you going to watch the final? Like if it's Canada US or some shit?
I saw the US almost fucking blew.
Yeah, they almost I saw
Denmark. And who did they lose to? They lost 5-3 or something.
I don't know if they lost it, but no, they had a real close one with Norway. They were up 5-1. They were up 5-1 and Norway tied it up, and the U.S. ended up taking it in overtime.
Well, the U.S. hasn't sent like that many like great players.
Yeah, because a lot of them are playing right now.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like Sid, like it was cool when he first started going to these tournaments, but it's sad now.
It is sad.
It's sad that Sid's at these.
You know what?
Like
I heard other podcasts, like the podcast that we really look up to, Missing Curfew. They talk about Ryan Smith being captain Canada because the guy went to every fucking world championship because he was on the Oilers, and like in the early 2000s. Yeah. It doesn't fucking count, Ryan. All right, he's fucked. Like, did you guys see this guy get knocked out in an Alberta men's league game? Did you guys see the video?
No.
We'll post the video. We'll try to post the video for the viewers at home. But Ryan Smith never played at an Olympics or anything. Like Sidney Crosby is captain Canada, right? Like guy's done it all. Ryan Smith, go fuck yourself. But like. It's like I don't know, like the World Championships, the Spengler Cup. This is all like let's just leave it. I think the guys that play at the Spengler, like let's just make the World Championship team like a team of guys that are maybe college guys. Like don't send the NHL guys.
I was thinking it should be like the World Juniors.
Yeah,
or even 23.
Yeah, like keep the young boys. Like hey, let the old guys go there as like fucking as advisors or some shit. Let Crosby go there and get his fucking managerial career started, right? Like hey, fella, like you're the assistant GM, right? Like all Sid wants to do is hang out with Marc-Andre and fucking
and Nate,
Like they can go hang out there. Hey, like why doesn't Hockey Canada just sponsor their vacation every summer?
Free trip to Sweden.
Right? Yeah, right. Or like it doesn't have to be Sweden. It's like wherever you guys want to go. You guys want to go to fucking Monaco? Here you go. Right? Like hey, like we'll give you some gear if you want to wear it around or whatever. But like they don't have to be out there playing hockey. Like you don't want one of these guys getting hurt. But that's all I really have to say on the World Championship. Some of these teams that are surprising me though. So you got France, like a good French team, like just full of fucking.
Who's on the team?
I don't know. I couldn't name one fucking guy, but I don't know. I'm surprised these guys are they're better than what you would expect, right? Like, you got the Austrians. You got
is anyone from France in the NHL?
No, they're all League Magnus guys. That league's called Liga Magnus. So and then you got the fucking. Is Great Britain in this bullshit? No.
No, you would know, not me. So
no.
Yeah, I haven't checked out any of the games.
Let's move on. If we can't, we don't know who the fuck's in the tournament.
I heard McKinnon had a good game today. Maybe.
Yeah, McKinnon scored a goal. He scored a goal.
I heard McKinnon was kind of going off on the team after the first because they were. Who did they play today?
They played Austria.
Okay. Yeah.
They were down 1-0 going into the second.
And I heard McKinnon was getting pretty fired up about that. So
that's about all I know. The one thing that Nathan McKinnon didn't realize is, you guys have all been out until 4 a.m. Like you guys got 2 hours of sleep. It's okay if you're down 1-0 in the first, or after the first, right? Like
60-minute game.
Yeah, like you don't want a team of milk drinkers, right? Like,
you can tell he's still cheesed over that Game 7 loss.
Yeah,
he still cares.
That's true. And World Championships again, haven't really been paying much attention. Been more or less watching the hockey playoffs. And speaking of the hockey playoffs and a team full of milk drinkers, the Toronto Maple Leafs
Yeah.
They played like a bunch of milk drinkers last night. At the hands of the Florida Panthers, they have 6-1 loss. Should have been 6-0. Nick Robertson gets in the lineup, scores like minutes ago to break Bob Shuttlesworth's
Which I found out today. I thought they lost. I thought they literally lost 6-0. I had no idea they scored a goal.
Yeah, Nick Robertson scored a big goal. I
wouldn't necessarily call it.
And from 3 to cut the lead to 64.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a big goal because they were down 6-0.
Oh yeah, young buck. That was a joke, fella.
I got you.
Anyway, Leafs. Last night kind of felt like the end of an era in Toronto, but I feel like you say that every year and nothing ever changes. But I guess Marner's a free agent in the summer. Game 6 is tomorrow, and I'm going to make a bold prediction right now, even though we kind of all agreed on it already.
Bold prediction brought to you by Fireball. They're not paying us, but Shaggy's drinking it.
The Leafs, embarrassing effort in Game 5. Embarrassing. You know, after they were up 3-1 in Game 3, the Panthers scored 9 straight goals on them.
Yeah.
9 straight goals on them. That is pathetic for this year in the playoffs. And I think that I'm going to go out on a limb. Toronto's going to win tomorrow, and they're going to do what they always do. Get blown out in Game 7. So I think there will be another hockey game in Toronto this year. Mitch Marner will get his swan song in Toronto. One last choke job for him before he heads off to San Jose to go live with Patty Marleau again. And I don't know where the Leafs go from here because they got way worse. They're going to get way worse with him leaving the building for absolutely nothing. Mitchie Marner is going to become the most hated Leaf of all time. All time. Like, I want you to wrap your head around this. How many guys in this Toronto sports fandom hated? Phil Kessel. Do they hate Phil Kessel?
Zach Caleros of the fucking Toronto Argonauts? I don't know. Does anybody go to those games, by the way? Argonauts?
I have no idea.
Who's even... I can't even think of any Leafs that I think of.
Was it Vince? Vince before? But Vince was
Probably.
the guy?
It's
going to be Mitch Marner.
Jose Reyes? I don't know.
My point is, it's going to be Mitchie Marner.
Yeah, it's going to be Mitchie Marner. I'm trying to think, like, they fucking hated Jake Gardiner.
Jake Gardiner wasn't
the problem with all of these guys, though.
Like, are you talking about star players?
Yeah, these guys are these guys that.
He's the biggest name they hated. Yeah.
And you know what's coming out more about this now? Now I realize he knew it wasn't coming back to Toronto. Like, I had just grasped this yesterday. It was the first time I actually came to the realization that I think this guy's leaving. This whole time, I thought he might take a little discount. You know, he's from there.
You know, the one thing before I forget is we got to remember here is he played so bad in the playoffs last year, or was I don't know if it was last year or the year before. I mean, it's been 8 straight years.
I saw that close. I saw that close.
He got his car stolen at a movie theater. Remember that?
Yeah,
right. Like, could you imagine if he leaves the Leafs and he still lives in Toronto? He's got family in Toronto. There might be a fucking guy from Scarberia, you know, who just comes up with, you know, like, you think, I don't know if it's gonna be safe for old Mitchie Marner to be doing in Toronto in the offseason. In the offseason?
Oh man.
Right?
I guess he's gonna
like,
stay out there.
Hey, like, he's gotta move the family, he's gotta move.
He might have to go to Canada.
He might have to pack up and fucking move to fucking Thunder Bay or something. Even there, it might not be safe. He might have to move wherever he signs. He signs in Utah. He signs in fucking LA. He signs wherever the fuck he signs. The family's going with him.
Oh yeah,
right.
The whole family.
He might legally change his birthplace to wherever he signs. He might pay the money because he's gonna make fucking $100+ million on this contract.
It's crazy because like. I don't think I've ever seen like such like backlash and such negativity for a team and like from like with the fans for a series that like you didn't get eliminated. Like this is still like a ongoing series. You could still
It's not that bad. If
you could still win Game 6 and then
if you told Leafs fans before the series started that you don't know how, you don't know why, and you don't know, but the only thing that you do know is all you got to do is win a game in Florida, and then you got a Game 7 at home. I think Toronto fans would take
that's why I felt when the Leafs went up 2-0, I was like, okay, I feel like Game 3 is a bigger must win for Toronto than it is for Florida because Toronto already, when they were up 3-0 last series, they already let it get interesting. So to get it within 1, if you're Florida, to 2-1, at that point you're like, Leafs already feeling pretty shit about themselves after it's 2-1, right? And especially that game, because they were up 2 at multiple points in that game.
Game 3, they blew it.
Yeah.
Game 4 didn't show up. Game 5 didn't.
And then they haven't scored since, I don't even know. Like, they haven't scored since game, or no, they did score. Okay, sorry, they scored.
But yeah, I mean, that doesn't count.
They haven't scored a meaningful goal.
I honestly, if you ask anybody entering the old Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, is that even what it's called still?
Yeah.
Yeah, anybody entering the old Scotiabank Arena in Toronto.
It's a library.
It is a library, but if you ask anybody entering that place before the game, is Nick Robertson on this hockey team still? Nobody would have fucking known. Right? Like, I don't think Nick Robertson's playing next game. Right?
I think he might. He showed some fight.
But I think we got to go back to, like, Ponce's whole...
I think you got to do? I think I take Max Domi out the lineup. Because that guy is a fucking idiot.
He is... He does some dumb shit, but I mean, like, he's too valuable.
But for a team that is, like, objectively, like, pretty soft amongst, like, the core four, I don't think you can afford...
Him and Nye are the only guys who've gotten you fucking jammed.
I learned today...
Yeah, I mean, but Tanev's also broken in fucking half.
I learned today that... So pretty much everybody on, like, their bottom 6... Like,
I don't know if anybody in NHL is scared of Scott Laughton.
But like Scott Laughton,
I like Scott Laughton.
Scott Laughton cannot be the tough guy of your team.
Yeah.
Especially for a good team.
So even if the Leafs win tomorrow,
which I also think the Leafs are going to lose.
I don't know about you. They're winning this series.
I got them winning the series. I got them winning the series. I got them winning the Stanley Cup still.
It's
winning the Stanley Cup.
I got them winning the Stanley Cup.
Is that your bet talking, or is that you?
Nope, that's my Stanley Cup pick. That is my Stanley Cup pick. I think this is all part of it's all part of the process. I think good teams get pushed to the brink before they win, right? Like, I think, like, you know, like, I know there's teams that have walked to a Stanley Cup final and walked to a Stanley Cup championship. I think what Toronto is doing, you know, like, they got pushed to a Game 6 by Ottawa. They'll get pushed to a Game 7. They'll get through this series. I think they're going to work over the old Carolina Hurricanes, and they'll be playing a Stanley Cup final against whoever the fuck is alive from the West, and then they'll fucking eat up on whoever that is. I think this is Toronto's year. I'm not trying to be fucking Biz Nasty or fucking anybody else. I'm not a Toronto super fan. Like, but what I'm saying is, I think this team has enough experience and enough look at the coaching. Like, Craig Berube, he's been there, he's done that, right? Like, I think this team has enough. The only thing that worries me, fuck me, this game sucks. Fuck off, Winnipeg. Anyways, the only thing that worries me is Wall. Like, if Wall can just fucking dial it in, I think what I'm saying.
Him though, it's.
Thing is, yeah.
I'm not blaming Wall, but if Wall needs to play better than what he has the last few games.
Wall hasn't been great, but like when you got your Mitch Marner, when you got your maybe second, third best player on your team, throwing fucking spinorama, backhand passes, no looks,
not great.
Cross the ice, and it's immediately turned into a goal.
Not great.
I feel like if Toronto loses, that's gonna most definitely be the moment where like every single Leafs fan was out on Mitch Marner. I saw Steve Dangle watch that play, and he was like, "Get him off my team." Mitch Marner, which is crazy because it's only Game 5. Mitch Marner could literally go out tomorrow. He could play the game of his life. He could prove every critic wrong, and everyone's going to switch up.
We've been saying that for 9 years.
Right? I learned today that Mikko Rantanen has more goals in his last 6 playoff games than Mitch Marner does in the last 6 years in the playoffs, right? So that guy hasn't shown up, so I can't really blame Leafs fans, but it's crazy to see because, right, it's such a close series. It's not over. And Toronto has the tendency to be give their fans just this last gasp of hope, we can do it. You know, last year they were down 3-1, they came back, it went to overtime in Game 7, right? And I think the same thing's going to happen this year. I think they're going to come into Florida tomorrow. Does anyone expect them to win? Does anyone outside of like us? Does anyone really expect them to win? No.
I mean, if you listen to anybody in Toronto, like anybody in the city of Toronto, like, who does media, like Nick Ciprios is like
you would have thought they got swept.
Yeah, you would think the season's over right now. Like, you would think that the exit meetings are tomorrow, right? Like
it's.
I think Berube knows how to handle that, and I think he's going to have the boys ready to go. And I think they win. I think they win Game 6. Game 7 is going to be a battle, but I think they're at home. Hopefully that fucking arena comes to life a little bit, and they move on. If they get past,
if they're going to win this series,
if they win this series,
I want to say something too.
Okay.
If they're going to win this series, we can't. We've talked about this series for 10 minutes. I want to get off this series soon.
Yeah.
We got to bring someone up we haven't brought up yet. Austin.
I was going to say, if they're going to win,
he's fucked up.
Yeah.
I know he's likely hurt. Like, they're all hurt, but I think he's.
I don't know if
I think at the end of the year, we're legitimately going to hear there's like some shit going on there because
he's either hurt or he's like fucking like he's depressed.
I think it's a little bit of both.
I'm not making excuses for him. I just legitimately think he is injured. Don't forget, throughout the year there was extended periods of time where he was missing like 3-4 weeks every couple months. It seemed like. So I don't think he's healthy at all. But if you're on the ice. If you're that guy, you're the new captain of this team. They gave you the captaincy because they thought you were going to lead them in this new direction. Johnny T obviously apparently wasn't getting it done enough in the locker room. I need to see some fight out of Austin Matthews. As a Habs fan, it kills me to say it, but I like Austin Matthews. I would take him on my team any day. But he's the highest paid guy in the NHL, and he's playing like maybe arguably the worst first liner in the playoffs remaining right now. Him and Mitchie Marner.
It's funny.
I think you look at it like I know we don't like I think this is it for this series anyways, but like that we're going to talk about. But only thing I'll add to your point, Silky, is if you listen to Berube is giving these guys like he's not blowing them up in the media. He's not saying, "Oh, I need more from my star players." He's giving you guys credit. Like he's being such a good coach and such a good guy in the sense where he's like, hey, Mitchie Marner does a lot for us. I don't know. Okay, yeah, like we all know that like he's just trying to stick up for his guy. Oh yeah, Austin Matthews playing great defense. He's really shut down the Barkov line, except for the time that Barkov had 95 points against us in Game 2, or not Game 2, in Game 3, or whatever the fuck it was. Like he's sticking up for you boys. Fucking play for this guy. You're not playing for fucking Sheldon Keefe anymore, right? You're not playing for that meatball. You got a fucking actual head coach now. Guy who knows his shit, guy who's been there, a guy who sticks up for you guys, and he takes the bullets in the media for you. So fucking wake up, play for this guy, win a fucking series, and you know what? You win this series, you guys are fucking cup favorites. Like not in Vegas' mind, but in Shawhee's mind. All right, so fucking let's figure it out. Let's go.
We'll move on quickly. Just run through what's been going on in the NHL. Currently, right now, we're not going to talk about it, but we're currently watching Winnipeg, Dallas. Winnipeg's up 3-0 about 6 minutes ago in the third. Jamie Benn just got tossed.
That was pretty wild.
It's looking like we're going to a Game 6 here. Still at the Stars in that series. When Winnipeg wins a game on the road, I'll believe it. Again, in
the Luck's the penalty. TJ Luck's more pissed me the fuck off.
Looks like, well, we know now that the winner of that Toronto-Florida series will be taking on the boring-ass Carolina Hurricanes. They knocked out the Washington Capitals in 5 games. I just want to give a ovation to Ovi on a great year 20. Broke the record. Third league
Scott Arneal.
Great year from the Caps and Ovi. But, championship windows are they open and shut pretty quick.
They gave shut.
They open and shut pretty quick. And I would not.
Are you saying the championship window is shut on the Washington?
I'm just saying, don't be surprised if they're next year's New York Rangers. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
they're young though. That's the thing.
I'm just saying. I don't know if I'm.
I don't know. Actually, you know what? So you just to add on to that, I don't think Chychrun's fucking repeating his 27-goal performance. I can see Ovi maybe taking a step back to maybe being like a 25-30 goal scorer. right?
When Dylan Strome does this 2 years in a row, I believe it.
Yeah.
When Pierre Dubois has been a cancer everywhere he ends up.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I don't know. We'll let the offseason play out. For all I know, they could trade for Connor McDavid.
Is Dallas on the peak?
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, right. That was from what I saw. That was pretty crazy.
Right now, all I'm saying is I gotta see honestly how the offseason plays out. I love Spencer Carberry.
Battery?
I'm just saying. I wouldn't be shocked if they're next year's New York Rangers. I called it last year. I said the Vancouver Canucks would be this year's New Jersey Devils. I said the 2024-2025 Vancouver Canucks would be the 2023-2024 New Jersey Devils, and I was mostly right about that. It's just a hunch. But yeah, great season, Caps. Great season. OV, Carolina awaits the winner of Toronto, Florida. And then we'll get into the last series that was the first one to end in round 2. My Edmonton Oilers for the next couple months took down the Vegas Golden Knights and are moving on to the Western Conference Finals, third time in 4 years. And I'm just going to say I'm headed to Italy on Monday, and I'm going to guess when I'm coming back, the Edmonton Oilers are going to be playing for the Stanley Cup, or prepping to play for the Stanley Cup.
How long you go to Italy for, Sunky?
A few weeks.
You think Do you think this is like the Oilers' year because you bet on the Oilers, or because
because of NHL history?
You think that McGiddy gets it done this year?
I think he gets it done. I posted a video on TikTok about this. 30K views right now, by the way.
I know. I did see that. That's
I
big.
did not think.
That's big. So
all I said was,
I didn't want to drink this drink, but you know what? I have to now. Thank you.
I'll take a drink to that.
For all you guys right now, I would say go bet this right now because NHL history is on your side. The 3 generational talents we've seen at least in Canada over the last 40 years: Wayne Gretzky, Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid. That's the big 3 in Canada over the last. I guess you could say Mario Lemieux, but Mario Lemieux's great, but he played in
Mark Poliski to start off the spring beer league season as well.
But I'm saying that's the big 3, the 3 best players of their generation.
Yes.
1983, Wayne Gretzky and the Edmonton Oilers played the New York Islanders in the Stanley Cup Final.
Yes.
That was Gretzky's first appearance in the Cup Final, and the Oilers lost. The next year, 1984, somehow, some way, we get a rematch in the Stanley Cup Final. Oilers, Islanders. The Oilers come back and win the Cup, Gretzky's first Cup. Then, in 2008, Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins, they go to the Stanley Cup Final. Crosby's first appearance in the Stanley Cup Final, who do they play? The Detroit Red Wings. The Detroit Red Wings win that series in 6 games. Crosby's heartbroken. The next year, the Sidney Crosby and the Penguins come back, and they beat the Detroit Red Wings in 7 games. That was the last time we had a rematch in the Stanley Cup Final.
Yes.
The Panthers are a win away from going to the Eastern Conference Final. The Oilers are already in the Western Conference Final. I said this at the start of the year, and then I fucking backed off it right before the playoffs.
What does that bet pay you for?
It was only a $10 bet. I put last week to win $180.
That's pretty good.
I said this was my Cup Final at the start of the year, and I backed off it like a jackass before the playoffs because I had the Knights beating the Oilers, and I had the Lightning win the fucking Cup beating the Panthers.
Yeah.
But now I'm going back to it.
Let's be nice to Lightning, though. Let's be nice. We got friend of the pod.
I'm going back to it.
A few of us have the Lightning in there.
The Oilers and the Panthers, just like those other 2 generational talents, won the Cup in a Stanley Cup Final rematch. The Oilers and Panthers are going to play in the Stanley Cup Final for the 2nd year in a row. This year, the Edmonton Oilers are getting it done. They're letting Stuart Skinner get hot. I don't even know if Stuart Skinner's going to be a goalie by that point, but it's going to be Pitch. Pitch is playing well. And you know what I like about this Oilers team?
Okay, well, 1 second there. If Pickard's healthy, I think they're going back to Pickard.
I don't know if Stuart Skinner doesn't let them go.
I think now that Skinner's had 2 in a row, I think they'll roll with Pickard or Skinner until Skinner provides them a reason.
I'm kidding. You know what? Sorry, I said that wrong. I said if Pickard's back, they're going with Skinner. Skinner is their guy.
Yeah. I think they'll roll with Skinner until Skinner gives them a reason not to.
It is.
Yeah,
and the only time they have an actual player didn't put the puck past him since the 2nd period Game 3 because
Yeah.
Dry, even though Stewart's skinny, you gotta hug the post there. You got time and place.
Gotta hug that.
Time and place.
Look
That's
at
on you.
hold on.
But I think
Look at Scotty O'Neill just caressing Mark Scheifele.
But Leon Draisaitl is the guy that scored a goal on picks or on Skinner in game 3. That could be the type of loss that demoralizes the group that was playing so well.
It should have.
And what did they do? The Oilers come back. They show we're better than every team in our division right now.
Can I say
Yes.
That's what he said for his reasoning?
Yes.
Right, that's like pretty crazy coincidence.
Yes.
That's not why I think the Oilers are gonna win.
Okay.
Because I also think the Oilers are gonna win, but I think the Oilers are gonna win because they seemingly have this thing that no other team has, where they can get themselves back into any game. They can win any game that they are in. They will be down 4-0. Like, they didn't win the game against LA that first game.
No.
If you're down 4-0, and when were they down 4-0? The second period?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, yeah, that game is over. That game is over with pretty much every other team, I feel like. No, Edmonton comes back. They're down 2 goals in another game. They come back. How many games in a row did they win where they were losing? 6? 6 straight games? They have like this instinct in them where no matter what the circumstances, they can play themselves back into a game. They also have the best player in the world. So that too.
And maybe the best playoff performer in the world, Leon Draisaitl right now.
Draisaitl, they don't even have.
Just speaking. Are you fucked?
What are we looking at here?
What's going on?
Do they just pull their goalie?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're down 3.
But I'm just gonna say, you know what?
They also don't have their best defenseman.
You know what I like about this Oilers team?
I took under 3.5.
You know what I like about this Oilers team?
I took under 3.
Oh, that's why he's
sweating
keeping
his
it.
But what I like about this Oilers team is they just didn't play together this whole season. Like the whole second half of the year, they didn't play together. McDavid was out of the line for a bit. Draisaitl was out of the line for a bit. Evander Kane, we forgot how good he is at hockey. We forgot how good he is.
Yeah, and we forgot how dumb he is too. Fucking renting out fucking Porsches and
What a joke of a penalty they called on.
Just hop on the team bus, dude. What is wrong with you?
They called an
There's fucking 2 of them. There's a fucking early bus and a late bus. Why? Why are you spending money on that?
And he's bankrupt too, right?
I'm telling you, the Edmonton Oilers, they're playing great hockey right now. And the longer this series goes on between Dallas and Winnipeg, looks like we're getting
take a penalty. Dallas, please take a penalty.
It looks like we're getting another game here between Dallas and Winnipeg. That's just more opportunities for the Stars to get injured, because I think that's the Oilers are going to get. If it's the Jets, I'm calling it right now. Sweet. Oilers are sweeping the Jets. Sorry, Winnipeg. We're getting revenge. This is McDavid revenge tour. Last time we played you in the playoffs, they swept them.
Go hella fuck yourself.
The Edmonton Oilers, they're going to the Western Conference Final. They're winning the West. When I come back from Italy, the Edmonton Oilers will have won the Western Conference and will be playing for the Stanley Cup.
It's going to be tough though, because this Dallas team I'd like to think is the most talented.
But the right side of the defense,
are they seriously keeping the goalie pulled?
Looks like it.
Well, I mean,
listen, if Sam Steele beats the Edmonton Oilers, all credit to them. If Trey Taylor gets in the lineup, that changes some things.
It does change a lot of things.
But
that's just good morale.
It is. A locker room guy. Good connector. But I'm going with the Edmonton Oilers. They're going to win the Stanley Cup. Like I said, I've said the whole time, I was a jackass and backed off it before the playoffs because I didn't like the injuries and all the lineup changes there. But the Oilers, they're winning the Cup. We're going to look back in, I guess, probably in a month's time, and we're going to say Jim Hiller gifted the city of Edmonton the Stanley Cup.
This is all Jimmy's fault. Fuck off. What the hell, Jimmy?
And if I'm Kenny Holland, I'm the new GM of the Kings, and I see my former team.
Who's he hiring as the head coach?
He didn't fire the coach.
Jimmy's coming back.
This is what I'm saying.
He's still around.
This is what I'm saying.
I thought Jimmy was gone.
If Kenny Holland, Kings' new GM, sees that Jimmy Hiller handed his old team the Stanley Cup, first year he's off the job, you got to pack your bags, fella.
Like, who does he bring in? Who do you think he's bringing in?
Dominique Ducharme.
Oh, hell
No. I don't know. But
Jay Woodcroft?
maybe. Actually, I guess it would make sense. Kenny Nolan fired him.
You
know who's always up for a job somewhere? Lindy Ruff. I can see Lindy
Ruff, that old beauty, Lindy Ruff.
He's in Buffalo right now.
Yeah, but he's still there though.
He's in Buffalo right now. But Jimmy Hiller, Lindy Ruff. He loves just throwing his name around.
He loves throwing his name.
I think they maybe give Torts a shot.
No, Torts is an LA guy.
Yeah.
Torts is a fuck you. I like the
Torts needs to be on the East Coast.
Yeah, he loves the East. Torts.
And speaking of coaching change, so like I said,
Maybe Vigneault comes in.
based on right now, I'm
He
going.
was 94, bro.
How old is
I love Lane.
Is he retired or is Vigneault out of a job or is he just retired?
He retired.
So
Okay.
based on right now, I'm going Oilers versus Panthers in the Cup final.
Shahi's sweating.
who you got?
I'm sweating this out.
You got Leaf Stars. You got Leaf Stars right now. Is your Cup final shy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leaf Stars.
Brandon, what are you going with?
I'm going with.
Fuck off.
I'm
Fuck
gonna.
off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off.
I'm going. Sorry, shit. I'm going with Oilers. It's kind of dependent on that Panther series because I still think.
So Oilers of winner versus that Panther series. You think?
Yes, because originally when I did my remake of my bracket, I had the Oilers and Leafs, and I was feeling good about that. And now it was 2-0, and now all of a sudden it's 3-2.
There we go. So I think we're all.
But don't sleep on Carolina because I do think Carolina this year.
Don't sleep on Carolina. Yet they make me want to sleep during their games.
They do,
So
but like that series is boring because both those teams I think aren't the most exciting.
Random thought. You know who the Kings new coach to be? If you want a good locker room guy? Savvy. David Savard. Let's get him back in the game.
The team might be the heaviest team in NHL history. Like, can you imagine Savard in LA? Like, you got in and out. You got all the good Korean fried chicken spots.
I just still can't believe Jimmy Hiller's got that job. Like, I genuinely, I know you can't overreact and fire a guy after one bad move, but
I'd rather have Jimmy Hiller fuck my wife than what he did. Like, if I'm Rob Blake, like Blake had a job. Rob Blake didn't do anything wrong. Rob Blake brought you fucking talent, Jimmy.
Has Hiller been the coach in every single one of these?
No,
we got Toddy McClellan.
Okay.
What's going on here?
So how many years has Hiller been in charge here?
Maybe this was the second.
Second year.
Okay.
Sorry, first full year. But I mean,
it's tough, but like that's a pretty egregious.
We've talked about that enough.
Yeah, but hey, if they had lost in the same amount of games, but he didn't make any crucial fuck ups. He made 3 or 4 crucial fuck ups, challenging the goal call, not calling timeouts, not not playing your fourth line, only playing your top 4 defense. Like, there's so many fuck ups from Jimmy Hiller where it's like, dude, just go my wife. You know what I mean? Just don't, if you want to fuck something, don't fuck our team, right? Like, we can figure this out. Like, we can get you to the bunny ranch. We are in LA.
Can I also say that, unrelated to this series, but this series that is in front of us?
Yeah, the Jets might win this.
The Jets, I'm not going to say they're going to win this series because even if they win Game 6, DeBoer is 9-0. But if this game can give Hellebuck any sort of morale and he can find any form.
What do you guys think Hellebuck does when he gets on the road? Like, does he go out? Does he just fucking is this no?
Who are they
in
saying?
Columbia? What is going on with Hellebuck on the road?
I don't know.
He's
so happy. A mental block.
He's so happy to be.
He's just got to win. Him personally has got to win one game on the road, and then I think he'll start playing.
Is he winless? He's winless.
I just can't. I can't see a guy who relies on Vlad, or I can't see a team that relies on Vlad Nemesnikov to play more than 17 minutes a game winning the cup. You know what I mean? I can't see Vlad Nemesnikov is their fucking number 2 center. I like Vlad Nemesnikov.
Not that much.
Yeah, I don't like my number 2 centerman.
Yeah.
Right? Like you got some pieces. I think Scheifele's a milk drinker. Fucking hate that guy.
Hate him?
I hate that guy. He almost killed Jake Evans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking. What did Jake Evans ever do? Like, nice guy, penalty kills, and all the shit nobody wants to do.
Listen, if Savvy was on the team at that point,
Jake Evans probably is dating like a 6, but he's just like, you know what? I just want to make somebody's day. You know what I mean? Like he's that kind of guy. Like he's that kind of guy.
Anyway, Jets force a game 6, and we got probably wrap this up here pretty soon. Not much action going on right now, but we trying to get into the. Should we get into the coaching cycle a little bit? We want to talk about top first or the Canucks?
The Real Rocket.
The Real Rocket. After a couple shows on TNT, possibly teasing his return to coaching, he has officially signed a deal with the Philly Flyers, his old squad, to take over as the new bench boss in the city of brotherly love. He is the new coach in Philly. Not much talent to work there with right now. They're young, but not much talent there besides one, Matt Mitchkoff, and he's been in the news recently as well.
The fucking guy got arrested in Dubai.
Did he get arrested? I don't think he got
Oh,
arrested.
I think he got he got detained in Dubai, and he got his passport.
Big car accident a few months there ago. Went pretty underreported.
It was a few months ago. That was recently.
I think it was a few months ago, wasn't it?
Wasn't
it-
it 2 days ago?
Yeah, I thought it was a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Maybe it was. I saw he was in Dubai at Four Nations, so this guy, I just assumed it was there too.
I think this happened.
Here's the issue. Here is the issue. It doesn't really matter when the dates are. The issue is some of these Russians don't get it. Some of the Russians do get it. Some of these guys don't get it. Matt Bay, fella, listen up. You don't need to go to Dubai. You don't need to go to anywhere outside of North America to have fun anymore. Okay, you're an NHL.
What do you think he does
You're
in
an
Dubai?
NHL. I mean, like the same. Like he does this shit where it's like you go to the clubs. You go hang out at these fancy restaurants, and you do all the ritual things. I don't think Matt Gay's a big drinker. He's more of a milk drinker. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he could do that shit in Chicago. He could hang out in New York. Like he could hang out in doesn't matter. Miami. How big of a Russian hub is Miami? Right? All these fuckers want to play in Miami. So I don't understand. Don't go to Dubai. I mean, the Real Rocket will go and kick some Saudi billionaire's ass if he has to. But
That's just not going to fly with him anymore.
it's not going to fly. It's not going to fly with talk. Hang out in Philly. Go have a cheesesteak.
Go to
Run the stairs. Fucking do the whole Rocky. Fucking Adrian. I mean, date a chick named Adrian just for the fucking experience. Do your thing, Matt Vay, but get the fuck out of Dubai, fella. Like stay on this side of the fucking waters.
But overall, I think good move by
Good
Philly.
move, but great move by Philly. I think they're gonna fucking.
I
lose
think
a lot
it
of
shows.
games.
It shows that they're.
I think they're gonna lose
serious
a lot of
team,
games next year because their team is garbage, like the roster. But I think Talk is gonna have this ship.
Culture changer.
I think year two, Talk can have this team in the playoffs. Not this coming season, but the season after that, Talk have this team in the playoffs. Should we move on to Vancouver?
Yeah. Should I talk about it?
Yeah.
At first, so the Canucks hire Adam Foote, and here in Vancouver, this has actually been a pretty controversial hire. Not many people wanted a first-time guy.
Yeah.
They want a more established guy,
But I think
Listen,
this,
I'm gonna
this
go
is
off-
the best. This is the best fit after if Talk was to leave. Why not put Foot in there? I think this is a great choice.
I don't
I don't hate the move. I don't
hate
love
it.
the move. I don't hate the move. But I think
Who did you want?
honestly, I didn't care. I thought it was going to be Manny and
If you're Patty Elvine, who are you hiring?
I expected it to be Malhotra myself.
I thought it was going to be. I was hoping Mitch Love actually, just because the boys would get fired up having Mitchy Love.
Yeah, but I think
But I like this Adam Foote move. You needed a guy with some experience
Yeah.
on an NHL bench. So this is why I did not like the Manny Malhotra move. I've been saying for weeks now that Manny Malhotra will be the guy after this guy, and I think it's lining up that way.
Manny does have NHL. He has similar experience to where he's been. Like Manny was an
Yes, he was
assistant.
an
Like he was
assistant in Toronto, yeah.
assistant in Vancouver for that 1 year. But I think Foot is a guy where he already has respect to that locker room.
Exactly.
Hughes loves
If Hughes
Foot,
loves him,
which is
the city of Vancouver
important.
loves him. You know what I mean?
I like
he
him.
knows what to do. He knows what to do with Pedersen. He knows all the dynamics in the locker room. You're not really. It's pretty much like having like talk 2.0.
I've seen some people on Twitter call him Timu talking.
Yeah, sure.
They're kind of at the point now where
I don't think
what Rutherford has said and done with Hughes, I kind of feel like Hughes is kind of holding this franchise by the
Everything
by the
I've heard,
fucking nuts. You kind of got to do anything he says.
Everything I've heard about Adam Foote is he's an absolute beauty. So I think the guys will love him. I think they already love him because they.
You said he was the best coach you ever had.
Well, there you go. So I think.
With talking there.
I think Foote's going to be a guy who can step in and fucking right the ship. And
I don't know if he's going to right the ship, but
Well,
I think
yeah,
he'll get it back on track. He'll get it back on track.
Get it back on track here.
But listen. People always expect me to hate on what the Canucks can do, and for good reason. Because I don't like the team, but I like this move.
I like this move.
I don't know if it gets them back into the playoffs, because I think that's all going to depend on the talent Jimmy Rutherford gets Adam Foote to work with. I would like to maybe see them get a bit more of an offensive assistant guy with them. I know that doesn't really work in hockey, offensive and defensive coordinators, but I do think you need to get Adam Foote someone to just run the offense. Because Adam Foote, he needs to be working on with that defense core. Because that defense core, say what you want about it, they got good goalies and they got good defensemen in Vancouver.
Yeah.
But I think they need to find a way to find some young offensive mind, get Elias Pettersson back on track, or I won't get into what I think they should do with Elias Pettersson, but just get him back on track if he's on this team next year. Get a number 2 center, get some wingers, because that forward core is not great right now. But I think if you just you don't even need to get JT Miller's production back. If you can just I think Sammy Bennett would be a perfect fit in Vancouver. He'd bring some intensity here that this team needs.
What's the Canucks cap situation looking like?
They were saying it's pretty good, but you got to keep in mind if they plan on keeping Quinn Hughes, that you got to set aside like $15 million. He might not get it. He might not get $15 million, but you got to just keep it. You got to prepare for it.
Is there any possibility that Quinn Hughes gets an extension this offseason?
No.
Okay,
Talks can start next year. And even if he could, there's zero chance after this year if he sign that extension. Because he's getting paid no matter what. But overall, I like the Canucks getting a guy who understands what was going on in the locker room this year. He knows the personnel he's got to work with. Get him an offensive guy to work with. Jimmy Rutherford, get some forwards with some skill. None of this Filipino bull crap. Because Filipino is one more hit away from his career being done. I hate to say that, but he is.
It's probably over.
I was going to say it might already be over.
It might already be over. I like that they finally got this Willander thing resolved. He's going to be on the team. I've heard some Bo Horvat to Vancouver rumors again.
What are we doing? Should we bring back Linden too? Like, he's in shape. Like, fuck off.
I'm just saying, if I'm Jimmy Rutherford, and I'm giving you my Habs plan here, so you better not take this, but I'm just throwing it out into the ether. Offer sheets. Jimmy Rutherford's got to get aggressive. Jimmy Rutherford has got to go offer sheet Mason McTavish of the Anaheim Ducks.
I think that's he's a center, right?
Yep. You got to be creative. Because Vancouver's is going to have to pay because everyone realizes what they're dealing with here. They need to get shit done.
Do you see a little JT Miller and McTavish a little bit?
I could, and I could see someone who's on Pettersson's timeline too. JT Miller, he was an asshole to Pettersson, probably rightfully so at times. Maybe did he probably cross the line a bit at times? Yeah, probably.
I mean, you know, everybody has a couple too many Coors Lights and cross the line every now and then, right? Like, it's not that big of a deal. I think Pettersson's had to have thicker skin.
Well, Miller's had that issue like pretty much everywhere. So,
but it's weird with Miller because I'm seeing rumors he's gonna be the next captain of the New York Rangers.
That would be hilarious.
It would be hilarious. So, but
get your futures in New York Rangers. That's my cup pick for next year.
Anyway, like I said, the Nucks. I think they got.
How much money would you guys have to be paid to go hang? Like Henrik Lundqvist.
I fucking hate this guy because he beat my team in the Eastern Conference Finals in 2014.
Like if Henrik Lundqvist came up to you and was like, "Here's $100,000, but I want you to go me. I want you to put me through the headboard."
So I'm not gonna get into this, but
100 grand.
we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on off this Canucks topic. I just want to give a message to Jimmy Rutherford. A great philosopher once said, "Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results."
Yeah.
That philosopher's name, Pernell Carl Subban.
Yeah.
He said this last night, and fucking what a quote. Keep that in the back of your heads, everyone.
Does PK think that was his quote?
You might.
PK, smoke another one, PK.
He's taking over the quote.
And just remember,
that much.
If I'm you, Jimmy Rutherford, you got to make some moves right now. Because just remember, yesterday's price ain't today's price.
Shout out Jordan Schmaltz, Switch.
So, Shai, before we end off the pod, you got anything you want to add? Anything you want to say?
No, all I want to say is I think Toronto's gonna get it done tomorrow night in Game 6. Call your wife. Take out the loans. Do whatever you got to do. Throw some money on the Leafs tomorrow night. Before Friday night before Game 6.
Should we give the fans a quick little Friday night parlay?
Yeah, sure, brother.
So we'll all put our minds together. So I think we're all. To be safe here, I think we should just all go.
Wait, are we doing the same game parlay, or are we doing just
Friday night parlay, Friday night NBA NHL parlay.
Can I throw an MLB in there?
Yeah, you can. But I'm thinking in the NHL we'll play it safe because we want our fans to win some money here. We don't want them to just lose. So I think we start off Leafs plus 1.5 in the game. Leafs plus 1.5 in the NBA. Knicks versus Celtics. It might be tough game here, but I'm thinking the Knicks they gotta get it done tomorrow night. That gets us the Knicks. We'll take Knicks money line, so we'll throw that in there. Brandon, what do you think? You know that happens? What do you think so far?
Knicks?
Yeah.
The problem with the Knicks is that Tatum being out, I don't really think is going to be that detrimental to these next 2 games, because the Celtics already They don't rely that much on Tatum, so I think they could still take 2 games, which is why I'm not surprised that
He's 40 minutes a night. Okay.
But I don't necessarily think him being out is okay, the series is over. That's a very, very good team still. So, but with that being said, I'm still gonna take New York.
I think New York's right.
Because I took New York last game, and I kind of knew it was a trap, but it was too good to pass up on. I still did it anyway.
And then we got Sean. What was your MLB pick?
The Chicago Cubs minus 1.5.
Oh,
against the White Sox.
Okay, nothing's offside. Pick of lock of the day. These guys, I don't give a shit what these guys say. Toronto Blue Jays money line tomorrow against Detroit Tigers. Lock everything in. I don't even know who's pitching.
That's a plus money. It's a plus money.
It's a plus money. Lock it in.
You gotta tell me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Who's pitching? I don't know.
Flaherty. No.
Francis is pitching. Okay.
Are you sure?
As long as I don't get Hoffman in the game, lock in the Blue Jays.
Okay, there we go. So
Okay.
Nothing offsides. We got a bonus pick from Brandon. Blue Jays money line. But the official Friday night parlay will be Chicago Cubs minus 1.5 on the run line.
Who are they playing?
The White Sox.
Okay, yeah.
The New York Knicks money line at home, and the Toronto Maple Leafs plus 1.5 on the road. That gets you plus 447 odds. That's a good
parlay
That's
right
a
there.
good little bet for you. A little $10 bet gets you returns you $56.94. Lock that in, fellas. Lock that in.
We know he's locking that in right now. He's definitely not locking in 10, but
You guys want to go to Big Way Hot Pot?
No, I gotta get home. I work tomorrow, fella.
I give you some big
Nothing's offside. Ace Silk will be out of the lineup for a couple weeks here. Maybe we'll be doing some live shows during the Cup final. Maybe live streaming.
Yeah,
the Cup final. Back from the OC.
Yeah.
Salute, lay on the line this weekend, fellas.
Shout out these two for having me on the pod.
Thanks for Brandon coming on.
Thanks, Brando.
Yes, sir. Hopefully we get a couple more.
Hopefully. Anyway, see you later, fellas.
See you later, boys.
Do you work tomorrow?